Dear viewers, you're watching The Breakfast Show live on Mile TV International. It's now time for our first topic of discussion for today, and we're going to be tackling, as we mentioned earlier in our introduction, about the inauguration of the Adli Mansour metro station as part of the fourth phase of developing the third line of the Cairo metro. The Adli Mansour station is one of the major central stations that will connect the new administrative capital with all the country's cities and governorates. The station includes a full-service transport complex and a commercial investment zone on a total area of 15 fidans. And to shed more light on this topic and its repercussions or impact on the Egyptian economy and development process, we're most delighted to be joined here in the studio by Dr. Zeinab Nawar, a lecturer of economics. Very good morning, doctor, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Doctor, first of all, if you can tell us about the importance of this new metro station inaugurated by President Fattah al-Sisi.
Of course, the new metro station, if we are talking about that for Egypt, we need to have such a linkage with the international community and for trade. We have to start first by linking Egypt and linking the different places and governorates in Egypt. Actually, the huge effort that have been done by the government and also have been done by the president, the aim of it is you are trying to create a development, and also you are trying to create a link between every single and particular place and governorate in Egypt. So, of course, this central station, Adli Mansour Central Station, it's not about the underground. There will be an electric train. There will be a bus rapid also, bus rapid transit, some sort of buses that it's very in a very high speed. What we are aiming out of all of this, we are aiming to do a linkage for different parts. This is number one. We are aiming that if we are saying that people used to go to their work by maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, we are trying to minimize this time. So this will create an efficiency in terms of the work effort, in terms of efficiency in the transportation means, lessen the time going to work, and also less accidents. If we talk about this type of new project, the rapid bus transit, the electric train, all of this we are trying to lessen the types of accident that we used to have. And also we are encouraging people to use the public transportation means, and this is what we want to do, because we cannot afford anymore, if I talk about roads in Egypt, this number of huge private cars we do have. If I am going to my work and I will find a suitable public transport mean, I will go use it. I will go using it, and then there will be a saving in the petrol, saving in the money that I used to spend on my private car. So all of this we are doing a new reform, a new development in roads, in transportation means, and also in how the people are perceiving the public transportation and the means to go to their works, and of course the linkage between the different places.
Doctor, in light of what you have said, what do you think are the advantages of developing Egypt's transportation sector overall?
It's very important to develop Egypt's transportation sector, because if I would like to talk about development, if I'd like to talk about reform, it's very important to facilitate the movement of individuals between the different governorates. If we talked about Sinai and how the people, Bedouin, are living in Sinai, they used, since 10 years ago, they were not able to go to Cairo easily. They were not able to go to any of governorates in Upper Egypt. Now we facilitate this for them, and also for people who are living in different areas in Egypt. So all these giant projects, all of these types of bridges, central roads, is to link different governorates in Upper and Lower Egypt all together. And of course this will enhance development. If we talk about development, number one, it's about infrastructure and transportation infrastructure and the public means of transportation, because we cannot assume that all people, they have their private cars. No, they can use the types of public transportation. They can use whatever, the superjet, the different types of buses, the train. They can use also the railway as a mean of transportation. So having jointly the suitable roads plus this type of huge transportation projects all together, this will enhance the development of the whole of Egypt, which is very important.
Yes. Aside from commuting and facilitating the transportation, don't you think that, Doctor, having these projects will also attract foreign direct investment into the country?
Of course, first, number one, we think about the Egyptian investor. And the entrepreneurs. If I want someone in a certain government rates, he would like to start his project in a government rate, for example, of Aswan, and he wants to bring a material from Sukhna. So number one, he will think about the transportation means and the facility of transportation means, and also the roads and the quality of roads. Because once we will have a lot of accidents, this is not a good indication for us.
Yes.
If we talk about, if you'd like to talk about the FDI, the foreign direct investor, any foreign direct investor, he will come and look for the infrastructure. If he found that there is a suitable infrastructure, a safe roads, a huge linkage between different parts in Egypt, so whenever he would like to move material, individuals, capital, he can do it, and he can do it easily and also safely, which is very important, with less accidents. And also this is very important for the Egyptian entrepreneur, so, and for the Egyptian investors. So it all relates to each. Yes, it's win-win situation.
Doctor, what do you think, in your opinion, are the projects that Egypt are in need of in the current stage of its development process?
What we do need actually in the development process, in addition to the project that we are doing. There are a lot of efforts that have been done for the higher education, but we still need more efforts for the education, and still also need more effort for the health sector. We still need more projects. We still need, I will tell you, to build more schools.
Yes, and to build on the initiatives that had already been inaugurated or initiated
before
by the president, such as Decent Life, 100 million healthy lives, bringing an end to the incommunicable diseases.
Yes, all of this, if you try to link all together with more effort on the education part and education sector, this will build something at the end, because at the end we want to build humans and we want to build brains. We still need more reform in the education for the Egyptians. And also we still need to do more reform to fight a lot of corruption also in education. If we talk about private tuition and all of these types of education, which I don't think this is an education at all. So we still, Egypt still need to work more on education and reforming education and putting new types of syllabus and fighting corruption practices that have been done in schools since years ago. And also to train the teachers at schools and those who are responsible about putting syllabus and about developing the material for the students. We still need to work more on this. Another important thing that we need also to work is, although we had a lot of initiatives related to the training, related to encouraging entrepreneurs to work on the ground, we still need more effort to be done in this, because we are so many, still in Egypt, so many, and whatever we are doing, we still need more to be done.
Investing in the human capital is of utmost importance for the development of any country, I believe.
Definitely.
Yes. Doctor, also moving on to the unprecedented global emergency, the COVID-19 or the coronavirus pandemic. How do you evaluate the government's efforts, or the relentless efforts, let's say, that have been exerted to minimize the impact and to curb the spread and control the spread of the COVID-19?
Of course, in Egypt, the Egyptian government had made an enormous and excellent effort in this area. The lot of stimulus packages that we had as Egyptians, as manufacturers, was excellent and was actually trying to push the economy forward. But the thing that our most worries now as economists, that what's going to happen next? Are we going to see another phase, which is phase 2 from the coronavirus? So are we going to face another lockdown, another whatever, stopping of activities, or things will go forward and we will continue? What the government of Egypt had done was an excellent. It needs from us as investors just to work more on ourselves, because it needs time for the rest of the world to recover, because some of the countries are still in the lockdown, like India, for example, because they are a big number of them, so they still have a partial lockdown. So the recovery of the international community, it will take some time. So it needs from the Egyptian investors to work hard just to capture again their situation and to increase their exportation. Definitely it will need some time, but for evaluation of what Egypt had done, it was an excellent effort. And actually we do thank the Egyptian government for this type of stimulus packages and for all of this type of deferment that had been done for the payments of loans and all of these types. Of course it helped the investors a lot.
Yes. Also, Doctor, if we move on to assess the efficiency of the new mega projects on the economic process in the near future, how do you see it?
The efficiency of the mega projects. If you talk about the transportation and roads,
yes.
I will see it as an economy in the view of economists, and also in the view as an Egyptian citizen. First, as economist, I would say that there is a vision. I used to work in one of the Egyptian ministries 10 years ago. We used to have these types of projects: the rapid bus transit, the electric train, and all these types of transportation. And there nothing had been done.
They were only on paper.
On paper, and nothing had been done. But now we are seeing that things are being accomplished. There are achievements.
Yeah. The president himself had made a remark saying that what has been done, it could have taken 20 to 30 years.
Yes, yes, it had been done in maybe one or two years. This is number one. So number one is the vision. And number two, it's the quality of the type of project that we see. In terms of the roads, pavement, roads construction, and also when you talk about roads in the local areas, there are projects to link roads in the Egyptian villages, between the Egyptian villages and between the Markaz and the village in Egypt. All of these type of projects are being done in a quality, in a good and an excellent quality and an efficient time. All of these save time, save money, and save lives. Because some of the Egyptians, they used to die on roads. So I see vision, I see efficiency, I see quality, sustainability, development, saving time, saving money, development, and also saving lives, which is the most important thing.
So yeah, countless advantages.
And creating jobs, which is the most important also. Creating jobs and creating a sustainable jobs.
Yeah, just picking on what you just said, the president has recently inaugurated several developmental projects, of course. To what extent do you see these projects provide job opportunities for youth and for Egyptians from all walks of life?
It provides, if you talk about the construction and transportation and
all
new
the
cities,
development projects that are taking place in the country.
Of course, it provides jobs. But it needs from the youth is to look for the opportunities also. Because we have other opportunities, and we're trying actually through some of the community work I do, we are trying to push the citizens to go to, for example, what we call the social fund, or to go and to get a loan with low interest, and trying to push people to go to training and to work hard on them, start their own business. Still there are a lot that have been done, still there are a lot of opportunities, but the youth, they are not seeing these opportunities, although that there is a lot of talk about it, there is a lot of community work.
Why do you think so, Doctor?
Because they don't, I believe, this is what I believe. They don't look and search for by themselves.
Lazy, you mean, maybe?
To some extent, they're just waiting. They're waiting for what? If you have a chance and you see these types of projects and you see these types of chances everywhere,
the government encouraging the youth.
And even there is an initiative by the central bank for all the private, public banks in Egypt. There will be a unit for the microfinance, and for also, and there used to be a unit for the SMEs. So once you go to them and you see and you tell them that I want to start my project, I want to get a loan, they will help you much. I tried this by myself, saying I'm an entrepreneur, I want to start my project, could you please help me? So you will find a lot of help and a lot of support. And a lot of banks even, they started to send an SMS saying, come to us and open a new account with no fees to start your new project. So of course the mega project have provided a lot of job opportunities, which is this is a direct type, and there is indirect type also of opportunities that also have been created, and it's the role of the youth themselves to go and to find it by themselves. Yes.
Yes. Doctor, your closing remarks as we're wrapping up.
My closing remarks that what I would say that we need from our youth is to work hard, to look for chances, never just to give up and say that there is no means and what we can do and there is no hope out of it. I'm sorry to tell you that I hear this sometimes from some of them. No, there are a lot of hopes, there are a lot of opportunities. You can look surrounding, you find projects, you find hopes, you find opportunities, you find new chances, so please dig for it.
Yes. Dr. Zeinab Nawar, Lecturer of Economics, thank you so much for your input and thank you so much for being with us on The Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And dear viewers, now we move on to a quick break and then be back to resume The Breakfast Show live on Mile TV International.